The Lay of Ayishah Canto 3. She was a child among children, a true daughter of Jerusalem. Lupus once said of her that when she grew older, she would look like she belonged in a painting by the Douanier Rousseau, or an early sketch for a Raphael Madonna. For myself, I always saw her in one of those Egyptian friezes, holding an urn high up on her shoulders, kneeling in the shadow of that throne of burnished gold. Or in some Chinese tapestry or watercolour, seated on a wooden stool or in the shade of an araucaria, trailing her cape over the banister of a jewelled staircase. Sometimes by candlelight or the bank of a river, or standing on the sand at sunset, I was aware of an almost charismatic glow about her eyes, as though the flame of sex had only then been kindled in her, the virgin flame that has not yet been doused or nourished by the hot wax of experience. And at such moments the desire to take her, to initiate her, to consume and be consumed, was positively overwhelming. Yet there we stood, motionless as icons, I leaning back against some wall or rock, discoursing about Chagall or Giacometti, she picking out the kernels of the sunflower seeds and spitting out the husks upon the sand, listening not to what I said, but only to the music of my voice, its harmonies and counterpoints, its cadences, its beats and rhythms and staccatos, as though she were learning the score of some concerto. From the distance, an onlooker could have discerned nothing, deciphered nothing. Our faces disclosed nothing. No emotion that could be named or commented upon, only the impression of two statues set absurdly in a wilderness, trying to illuminate some oblique intent. Yet beneath this, in the mood we had created around ourselves, the most elusive of emotions were struggling to take shape, emerging from whatever hidden or unknown source, accumulating tier by tier like some impenetrable tell. Yes, but how to convey all this in paint, in parable, in poetry? She had, at such moments, a peculiar way of looking at me, not unlike the way she looked at herself in mirrors, that slightly glazed look of someone seeing something that she cannot quite accept, yet knows for certain to be true. Aye, but how far she had travelled before she stumbled on me, and not merely physically. Across the wilderness our generation had disclosed where the sun beats and the dead tree gives no shelter, past the cold and empty caves that swallow up the desert, over the steppes, Lupus, the winding staircase of the tundra, named and nameless, known and unknown, watched and stareless, seen and blinding, across the paths of her own strangerhood. Ayishah,